NFL landscape. I think on top of that, you look at Justin Fields. He spent last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, had a winning record. And at the end of the season, not only did Pittsburgh move on from Justin Fields, they moved on from Fields without a plan. They let him walk out the door, had no idea what Aaron Rodgers was going to do, didn't go after Sam Darnold, had no clear-cut plan of action to say, you know what, we're letting go of Justin Fields because we've improved the position and we have this guy that we're going to sign. For me, if I'm Justin Fields, that's a terrible feeling in the sense of this is an organization, an offensive coordinator, a head coach who had me in their building for an entire season, saw me go out there and perform when Russell Wilson was down, and then benched me with a winning record, never went back to me when the team struggled, and right when free agency picked up, I found a suitor for me. I found someone that appreciated me. I want to go prove to the New York Jets that I was worth the love and the appreciation by going out there and defeating my former team. I look at it for Aaron Rodgers. The Jets were in a totally different situation, rebuilding, bringing in a whole new cast of people, new general manager, new head coach. It made sense to move on from Aaron Rodgers at his age and what the productivity was over the last 2 years with the injury included. For Justin Fields, you can't imagine or come up with a reason why it made sense for Pittsburgh to move on from him at that point. So to me, the clear-cut answer is Justin Fields. It will be much sweeter of a victory for him.
Stephen A?
Go ahead, Kimberly.
Again, disappointed
in goodness.
Jason, because the answer is not obvious that it's Justin Fields, because the answer is Aaron Rodgers. Number one, he's about to be 42 years old. So he's on the back nine. This is potentially it for him. Also, the Steelers did want to keep Justin. That was their plan. And Justin's the one who spurned them and said, there's haggling about guaranteed money. Justin went on, this is an opportunity where I can be the starter. When I look at the Steelers, they went all in. They had a very un-Steeler-like offseason. We're going to go out, pay all this money to DK Metcalf. We're going to go out and get Aaron Rodgers. He may be almost 42, but we have visions in talking about what we could be, a playoff team, Mike Tomlin never having a losing season. Not just that, but Aaron Rodgers is returning to the scene of the crime from the standpoint of, I was there when he tore the Achilles. That was that moment, that pregame moment of him running out with the American flag. MetLife had never been popping like that in a long time. And for him to have that 2-year period with the Jets where he was just a shell of himself, now he goes to Pittsburgh. People are now wondering, like, is he slow? Has he lost a step? Can he be the Aaron Rodgers of old? To me, it is clear because Justin Fields' career is far from over. There is still time to figure out where he could land, and if it's not the Jets, he could be a serviceable backup, a starter. His story is not yet written, whereas for Aaron Rodgers, it's the last chapter, and this book is about to be closed.
That's why you're wrong, Kimberly, because when Aaron Rodgers is his last chapter. With Justin Fields, he's trying to write his first one. Because let me tell you something right now, rewrite it, I would say, because this is his third team over the last few years, and nobody seems to want him. And I think what J. Mack said was very profound. When you were starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, you won more than you lost, and they still benched you for Russell Wilson. And then they let you walk out the door pretty much unchallenged, for crying out loud, for a dude that tore his Achilles 2 years ago, 4 plays into a season, came back last year, was still a shell of himself in terms of QBR, had 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, threw for over 3,500 yards, 3,800 yards, but still it was just a shell of himself. And the Steelers still said, we'll wait to make sure we have him. You can go ahead and leave. And so if you're Justin Fields, you got a new coach in Aaron Glenn, you got a New York Jets franchise that you've taken over, that there's some ray of hope because they've had 14 consecutive seasons where they've missed the playoffs. They've had 9 consecutive losing seasons. I mean, this is a moribund franchise. Purgatory is their middle name. And when you look at it from that standpoint, if you're looking at Justin Fields and he has an opportunity to resurrect that, that would be definitely sweeter. The Steelers have grander expectations. They're not going to be defined by one game. I personally believe they need to win early. Don't get me wrong, so I get your point. But I do think that because of Justin Fields trying to have a career, that's entirely different than somebody writing the final chapter of a Hall of Fame career.
Stephen A., you proved my point just now, because when you look at the Steelers' schedule, the first half, in theory, on paper, is easier than the rest of the schedule. If they don't come out and beat a Jets team where, like you say, moribund, looking for playoff appearances, trying to have a good record, another changeover as far as head coach and GM and all that.
Right.
What does that say about the Steelers, a team that you just said has lofty expectations? Correct?
Allow me to answer that. Allow me to answer that. You're absolutely right in the point that you're making. My answer to that would be Mike Tomlin. The same Kimberly Martin that just articulated so eloquently what her point was is the same Kimberly Martin that has come on the show on countless occasions saying how you cannot count Mike Tomlin out, that no matter what he does, somehow, some way, he ends up achieving the impossible or achieving things that you didn't foreshadow or foresee. We're talking about the Baltimore Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals being two teams that's perceived as being better than the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? We're talking about a Pittsburgh Steelers team wondering whether or not they can even make the playoffs. And somehow, some way, in 18 years, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. So that's not somebody who's going to be made or broken by what happens in game one of an NFL season. He's proven that he can defy odds and make you, at the very least, respectable, no matter what our expectations were, and no matter what transpires early. That Aaron Glenn hasn't achieved that yet, and the New York Jets franchise damn sure hasn't achieved that.
We'll leave it there. The Steelers are favored by 3 against the Jets in MetLife. When we come back here on First Take, is Micah Parsons the missing ingredient for the Packers to make a Super Bowl run? We'll ask.
Right away, we all came together, and you're sitting around and you're sick. The first thing we thought of was like, well, damn, there goes our Super Bowl aspirations. We got no shot while Tom walks out the door, and you're pissed off, and you're trying to figure out how did it get here, and then where do we go from here as a team? And I think as the time goes on and you're starting to figure this thing out, you say to yourself, you know what?
What's wrong with him?
The hell with him. Like, we're not about to let Tom go to Tampa Bay or Micah go to Green Bay, and now these guys are winning games, and we're over here sad, and we're wiping our tears, and we're mad about that. Now, I will say, in 2020, Tom left. We had my guy Cam come in. We were feeling pretty damn good about the season that year. We didn't win many games, and it went exactly how you would expect when your best player walks out the door. But if you're this Cowboys team, you got to try to do something.
Jason, I'm disappointed in you.
Why?
Listen, if you leave me, I don't think about you ever again.
No, you're gonna have that moment.
Nope.
Sorry,
no.
You're gonna have that moment.
That's a lie.
God.
First
of all,
That's
First of all,
Let's stop it.
No moment?
No moment. Once we're done, we're done. It's the Capricorn in me. But if you are the Cowboys, you need to look at the situation like you said, to hell with Micah. Not in a serious way, but to say, hey, we can actually, this is the challenge. Everybody's going to look at this defense and say, where's the pass rush coming from? Are y'all any good? Well, now is your opportunity. Don't look at it like, damn.
No doubt.
Don't look like, damn, like, what are we going to do? It's like, all right, let's show people. Nobody has any expectations for the Cowboys, especially Steven. So now here's your moment to actually, you thinking about an X? Child, please. Steven, you may go.
Let me break this down.
Please do.
First of all, to address Kimberly's point, I'm quite sure. Listen, somebody, I ain't gonna mention his name, but we all know who
You better
he is.
not. You better not.
He made that song. He made that song when a woman's fed up. Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's true. There ain't no doubt about that. But before the fed up point reaches, that's not the case. You don't think about it. Just stop it. I was raised by women. Just stop it. Of course you think about it. Okay, that's number one. And we do too as men. We ain't no shade on you, but we all do, damn it, when you get rejected. When you done, you good. When you get rejected, hell no, it hurts a little differently. I don't know much about that because I don't have that.
There you go.
The point is, let's move on from that and get to the bigger point why I was laughing. Because yet that tagline there says refocus. That implies they once were focused. When was that? When that happened? When have the Dallas Cowboys been focused? Are you kidding me? They have been focused, and then you got the audacity, J-Mac, to bring up a comparison to a 7-time Super Bowl champion or a 6-time Super Bowl champion at the time before he departed. What damn? He won 6 Super Bowls. The Cowboys ain't been the one in 30 years, okay? So there's no comparison whatsoever. Now, how can the Dallas Cowboys get focused? Let's take out the word, let's take out those letters R-E, take out the re. How can they get focused? They have no choice. You got to go out on the field and play, and you get focused by focusing on what Jerry spent money on. That's your quarterback. That's a $60 million man that's supposed to come through for you. That's got 2 playoff victories entering his 10th year. He got something to prove. And oh, by the way, if I'm Jerry, I'm like, yo, I gave you CeeDee Lamb. All right? I gave you George Pickens. You know he's entering a contract year. What's up? You know, you got the weapons now. No excuse there. Handle your business. That's how you get focused. By literally focusing on where the money resides. Where the money resides, okay? That's what you do. That's what you do. You focus on where you're spending the most money, and you look at them brothers and you say, yo, what you gonna do? Yo, Dak, you getting $60 million. Yo, CD, man, I got $136 million. I mean, I need you to show me. That's all. That's all you can do.
And that's what I fully expect him to do. We've talked so much about Micah Parsons and the Cowboys defense. We've not mentioned the Eagles lost a cornerback in Darius Slay while the Cowboys have added a number 2 receiver in George Pickens. So to Stephen A's point, now you got CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens on the outside and a question mark for the Eagles at the cornerback starting opposite Quinyon Mitchell. That's an opportunity for this Cowboys team who the offense, they haven't had any mess-ups or distractions. They've been rolling since Dak Prescott's been healthy all offseason. There's no excuse for them not to go out there
where?
and be able. They've
Rolling where? That's
let
what
me
we're
finish.
doing?
Let me finish.
Rolling
Let me
to the
finish.
practice
Let me-
facility?
That's all I'm saying.
Rolling
That's
to the
all I'm
star?
saying. They all been
That's
out
what we
there.
doing?
That's all I'm saying. I didn't say rolling down.
I was there
victories
too.
and none of
What that mean?
Well, you ain't lining up.
I was right there. I was in
you
the
ain't
Star
lining
last
up there on
week. What it
Thursday
mean?
night. You're not lining up Thursday night. You go out
That's
there, they
my
ain't got no
point.
shot.
My
But
point.
they
No.
They
My
have
point-
guys, though.
Hold on, Jay.
I'm agreeing
Hold
with
on,
you.
Jay. I'm saying to you, don't you come on this show talking about what the hell they doing in practice. We ain't doing that with them. Now, Thursday night's different. I don't want to hear about what they did in practice. I want to hear about what they did in the preseason. It counts now. This is when it counts. Don't let them off the hook. Now, show the hell up. I don't give a damn what they did at the Star. I could care less. I showed up there. What you going to do at Lincoln Financial Field on Thursday night?
Well,
That's the story.
Jason, who are you
Stephen,
even picking in this game? Who are you picking?
Stephen, we're saying the same thing. I said there's no excuses. They got to show up.
You think they will?
Okay.
I like Philly in the game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like Philly in the game. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they rolling in practice. They rolling.
With the
They ain't had no distractions.
You hear that?
That's all I said. That's all.
They rolling in
This
practice.
the argument. This the argument.
Okay,
This the argument I get in at home. Me and my wife saying the same thing, but she just want to yell at me. Stephen A. just want to yell at me. We saying the same
Sometimes
thing.
people just need to vent, but we all agree that we're picking Philly on Thursday. Coming up, after trading for Micah Parsons, does Jordan Love need to lead the